it's time for us to tap in. Third eye open like the river. I be running thoughts, glowing, popping up with idea. Yes, yes, you can tell a friend that I'm smitten. I'm the Mr. 007. I'm not here to preach the gospel, but I goes in like the reverend. Shoes off when I walk in and keep it chillin', peaceful. I'm the neurotoxins, fighting off the disease. Cool and collected, well respected. Save the drama for your mama. Speak your mind, hit the lip, kick you chew. Every person in the building, come up and tell me what you think. I retired from the streets, now pushing content and chill beats. Gotta keep your head up even when you feel defeats.
This broadcast is being brought to you by High Value. High value individuals, and how exactly do you see them today?
I see figures in my dream, yes I'm clean. Shadows follow me, sometimes I feel the light, this world will swallow me. Mind over matter, mental stimulation. I vow to continue to strive with determination. Don't y'all look at me, I contact now hunt like Jason, I'm the demon slayer. Hashtag no anime, eat the cake anime. I don't play but I got time today. Me, I'm never in the way. In the pistol grip city is the county where I stay. Walking through the tunnel, only light at the end. So I choo-choo, light a train with heavy thoughts in my mind. As I surf the turf, king of the earth, I take lyrics down on paper and I give a vast of birth and think about it. If this life is a gift and a curse, wrap me in my golden fleece. I done slayed the Cyclops. Oh no, 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 no. Yo, yes, yes, I'm the best. So screw the rest. We gon' flex many reps. With yourself, I'm way too hot. Call me volcanic. Yes, I'm visceral. I'm the vision. You the outlet. Third eye open. Now we plugged in. This is redirected energy. Slug shots head off the top of the dome. Or it came from my head. My sweat and tears is why I hustle. And my pain is why I bleed. My sacrifice is real. I pass down wisdom from the ancestors. My mic is rooted mental. Shooter Roger will call Mary Kelly. Fossilized relic. I'm the money. I'm the future. To recycle what you selling. I'm the ruler of night while taking flight through sky. How high? Really, really high. Me, I'm just that guy.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Yes, that's right. Again, this broadcast is being brought to you by High Value People. That's right, High Value People. And how do you exactly see them? We will be with you in one moment. Let's go ahead and get this show going. Respect to the family.
I reside on 5, the level of the stars. Yes, I'm closer to the sun, rotation round Mars. I spit bars on my mind, I travel really far. I took my pain and my struggle, then I wrapped it in a bundle. Even when I stumble, I'll remain humble. Till this world crumbles, I'll be the rumble in the jungle. It took me many, yes, just stages. I flipped the page of my life's novel, chapter 82. This track right here is you. You're a gift and a promise, but if you that new, I grew up very quiet. Me, I stayed the self, then I went away to prison. Now my life up on the shelf, I felt defeated like it's over, but my mind recreated. I contemplated, this my statement. I cracked the ground as I walk on the pavement. Left arm hold my legacy. Phoenix rose the ashes of a father, but this life has a channel that can tap into the heavens. Yes, my name is Mr. 7, but you call me the one golden child of the city. Never looking for your pity or the fussing and the fighting. Got us looking really silly. Come get with me on this travel back into the heartlands. I stand 10 toes down because me, I fear no man. Yes, I colder than ice and I smoother than sand. Why you say that makes no sense? I walk the earth and conquer land. My lyrics are atomic and my flow is supersonic. I got a J and some tonic, not addition of the chronic. 43rd chapter of my life, I still got it. My flows of the ocean cause I'm surfing to the beat. Yes, it's mitted on the corner. You can catch me in the streets. I will give a good word, but do not like to preach. By my head, say a prayer. Thank you for this daily bread. Only get that's dying cause the life must live. This ain't half of what I got. This all can give respect to you. This how we do. I'm Ghost.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get to it. Respect. Welcome back. I was thinking about doing a pre-record, and I say to myself, you know something? I am all about having, multiple channels to watch on the television at once, right? And that's just how I've always seen it because that's how I was raised, how I grew up. When you turn on the TV, you got multiple channels. You got multiple channels you can watch on that television, right? So let's go ahead and let's talk about it. High value. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. Respect. Welcome back to another episode of Smitty's Corner, aka Lighthouse _301. So let's kick it off the right way. How's your day? How has the world been treating you? And how is your headspace? Just in case nobody else asked you. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and do this. Y'all know me. I do nice and clean to the cut, short lives. You know what I'm saying? The live is only extended if you all extend it through your interaction. But if it's just me, we'll be nice and clean with it. So let's go ahead and get to it. Now, we're talking about high value today, right? So high value people, goodness gracious. How do we see it? What really is, because I hear that all the time. I'm a high value woman. I'm a high value, what a high value man is. And, God rest his soul, brother Kevin Samuels, right? God rest his soul. But I believe that he totally destroyed the image of how we see high value through the rhetoric in which it was that he spoke of, right? So let's go ahead and let's talk about this, right? Chill. Okay, now we're going to get to the questions. Y'all know how I do. Again, this show will be as long as you allow it to be, okay? All right, if it's just me in the interaction, I'll see y'all in a bit. But if we all socializing, then hey, the show can be extended. So let's go ahead and keep it going. I don't need your money, I just need your interaction. Let's rock out. Although a few dollars would be nice. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Respect. Question number 1 reads this. What does social acceptance, right, look like today, and how has it changed over the years? Again, what does social acceptance look like today, and how has it changed over the years? Social acceptance today looks like clout. That's exactly what it looks like. All groups, I don't care how they word it or phrase it, from white, Spanish, anybody, African, you don't care, well, you know what I'm saying? It's not just us. We just, as Black Americans, came up with that word and that term, clout, and how we use it. Everybody wants clout. Everybody wants to be around the person with clout, the person who's seen. It's all about if you're in the know, right? So when we talk about how has the social expectations, because that's what we're talking about, social expectations and high value. So the social expectation, right? Nowadays, what it looks like is you have enough subscribers and followers. Ooh, it looks like you have money. It looks like you're that guy or you that chick. The thing is that we have to know that no matter what we see in a person, you have to know who that person is. We have steered totally away from the category of characteristics. Once upon a time, even Dr. King was saying how I don't want to be judged by the color of my skin, but by what? The context of my character. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip that today. I don't want to be judged based upon if you think I have a whole bunch of money, or if you think that I can be of somebody who can just give to you all the time. No, that's not high value. And that's how the social acceptance has really played itself out nowadays. We really got it twisted and backwards. Like, we be thinking that to be socially accepted, you have to follow and do what everybody else does. That's another thing about social acceptance. For some reason, social acceptance is all about following the herd, doing what the herd does. But one day, again, man, shout out to my father, I swear on life, I got endless quotes from this man. He told me, he said, you don't want to be another buffalo in the herd, because all you'll do is just jump off the cliff with the rest. See, that's what Native Americans used to do. It was too tough to try to take down a buffalo. So you know what they did? They just got them all herded up into one group. And then the shepherd of that group, then the shepherd would go ahead and lead that group and have them fly themselves over the cliff. And then they just go to the bottom of the cliff and pick up what they need to get for meats and fur and scraps and bones and tools. That's a real life technique. Take the herd and drive them off the cliff. Social acceptance is all about blending in and wearing the same shirt that everybody else has on, and you have to wear the same tag that everybody else does. Don't you dare step outside and be yourself. How dare you try to think for yourself and have a different thought process and idea? How dare you try to ask questions? What are you doing asking questions? Look at this. I beseech thee. I beseech thee. Right? That's the headspace. So as far along as we've come in life, I've noticed that it's still the same. From centuries ago, in the primitive thinking, once upon a time, if you had natural herbs and spices, they looked at you as it was witchcraft. That's sorcery. They had no idea about just natural herbs and remedies and medicine. Same thing with the process of thinking nowadays. Your thought process could possibly be of the herbs and the remedies of modern day form in a conversational sense. And you know what people going to try to do? Pitchforks and torches. That's right, pitchforks, torches, and nooses outside your house at night with lamps and dogs because you want to be yourself. All you want to do is just be, you're trying to figure out who you are. Like, because the one thing that I know is this: anybody can try to duplicate anybody, but you know one thing that nobody can ever be is you. Nobody can ever be who you are. There's only one you. I don't care if you are an identical twin. There's only one you, because even twins have a different set of fingerprints. Not even twins have the same fingerprints. That is a direct indication that we are to be of our own selves. You smell me now? Respect to the family. Shout out. I see you in the building. What's going on, Riaz? All right now. Let's go ahead and let's move on to the next one. Let's see what we got right here. So again, we're talking about high value and social acceptance. Number 2 reads, how does social media platforms influence our sense of belonging? Man, now I've been thinking about this right now. Notice a lot of these questions that I preference have a lot to do with social media as well. Why? Because that is something that is now incorporated into our real lives. So as much as we want to say the internet is fake, it's really in your life. The internet is a real life addiction for most of us. So we can't keep sitting up here calling it fake. Right? So let's move along and let's answer the actual question. How does social media platforms influence our sense of belonging and or exclusion? Simple. For example, let's just take these channels. Let's just take if you have a channel of some sort, right? Most people won't even take the time to look at what your actual content consists of. You know what most of us do? Soon as we click on that person channel, what's the first thing your eyeballs go to? The numbers. And if you don't see enough numbers, then automatically in your head, because of societal standard wise, that means that person ain't good enough. They're not good enough for me to watch or to want to take time to see if they got some good content. Whole T, this person can have everything that you be looking for in content. It's just that we should know that the more authentic you are as yourself, generally speaking, the less traction you get. We've known this from years in school and everything else. Oh, why are you wearing that? Everybody else is wearing this. Well, because I'm not everybody else, I'm me, right? So how does social media platforms influence, right, the sense of belonging and or the exclusion? It's easy for somebody to feel excluded if you're not in the loop of what social media consists of. That's real easy, right? So that's the way I see that one right there. Let's go ahead and keep it rocking out. Let's see what we got right here. So how does social acceptance differ across how does social acceptance differ across groups, genders, and ethnicity? How does social acceptance differ across different groups and ethnicities? What I would say is this, right? So for example, the age, okay? So age groups, social acceptance, depending on your age group, should be, all right? Unfortunately, it's a lot of people my age and up who keep on trying to take themselves back down to their 20s. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic and a whole nother show. I would do that one as well. All right, so how does social acceptance differ across age groups and gender? Boom. It's simple. Because first and foremost, starting off with the age. what we have is that you have two different groups, or we should have, which is the group that actually are in a I have something to prove stage. And that's generally in your younger days, in your more youthful stage. You got something to prove, right? Okay. Then as you get older, it shifts. That's just really not as important. The social acceptance comes from just your stability. Most people really just want to associate around other stable people. We usually don't want to deal with a whole bunch of like immaturity. You haven't still gotten your shit together yet, right? So that's what I mean by the age acceptance of, you know what I'm saying, social acceptance. When you get older, it's about how much do you have your shit together? You got your ducks in a row. You all right? You know what I'm saying? Have you figured yourself out? You're not on this journey. You're still trying to figure out who you are in your 40s, right? You should know that by now. Now you should be moving on to the next level. But when we're younger, we actually will have more so of I have something to prove. I'm now here in the world of adults. I got something to prove. You smell me now? Respect. So that's how I see that one right there on how does social acceptance differ across age, group, gender, and ethnicity. Now, in ethnicity wise, what it can be is honestly, it could be the social norm. Not all cultures have the same social norms. Some cultures are a little more loud. And then you have other cultures, like if you go to Japan, you're not supposed to speak on the metro train, just in case you didn't know. You're supposed to be silent. They don't like a lot of noise, right? Unless they're shooting off fireworks with paper dragons in the air. Okay, now. So that's what I would see as far as ethnicities, different groups and genders. So I would say that the gender aspect of that, how does social acceptance differ in gender? Men have a different expectation of what they're supposed to be than women. Point blank, period. Moving along to number 5. Number 5 reads, what impact does being socially accepted or rejected have on someone's mental health? It's simple. Let's take prison, for example, right? So if one is incarcerated, generally speaking, the worst punishment that you can get is solitary confinement. All right, so why are you saying that? You'll see. So the social acceptance and rejection, even when locked up, people still want to feel like they belong. They still want to feel like it's somewhere I'm a part of this group, I'm a part of this and a part of that. Everybody has a tribe, everybody, you know, we all have our herd, our village, our whatever. Nobody wants to feel excluded. What generally drives a lot of people insane is being excluded from society too much. That's generally a very bad sign. So the whole acceptance, like how does it affect your mental health? It affects it in either it releases endorphins or it's the lack thereof. When you know that, I know we are not. Are you serious? I just looked out my window. We just had like 3. I'm sorry, y'all. Just I got a sidebar, bro. I got a sidestep. It was like spring. I'm up here thinking that winter is on. I mean, winter is done. Look, I done seen a mosquito or 2 outside. I'm over here in Maryland and it's snowing. It is snowing like Jack Frost has got no daggone business. This is crazy. See, this is why I keep telling people, man, DMV weather is the most bipolar on planet Earth. We will mess around. I swore spring was here. It's snowing. I don't know where this came from, but it's here. All right, y'all, let's go ahead. I mean, this is crazy, man. It was warm as crap for like 3 days in a row. I mean, like, I'm talking about you can open the windows. It felt like spring air. I was waiting to see flowers bloom in my garden. Psych, thought it was. Nope, we got snow again, y'all. We got snow again. Goodness gracious. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. So let's go ahead and read this. Hey, Mr. Seven, the harsh reality is both sides will never accept as one of them. Some British folks think I'm different, and some born Pakistani think that I'm better. Very interesting, Riaz, and very well worded and put, sir. I appreciate that interaction. All right, now, so let's go ahead and move on to this part. So now we're moving on to more so high value, right? So the high value aspect of it is, what are the actions that society says is personal value, right? So again, what are the actions that society says is personal value? What is that? Honestly, personal value from what I hear in society nowadays is loving on me. The personal value is to love yourself. The personal value is to know your inner purpose, like to know what it is, why you're chosen to do what you do, and what it is that you're supposed to do. Right? How does personal values like kindness, creativity, or resilience shape how we see ourselves? Ain't that something? Man. Let's read that again. Let's read that again. How does personal values like kindness, creativity, or resilience shape how we see ourselves and value? It's simple. The more that you actually know what it is that you consist of, the more, let's say, value that you will have for yourself. Me knowing that I'm really good at, let's say, the artistic side of life and or cooking, health, and nutrition to a degree, right? That's a value, that's an asset that I have something to bring to the table when it comes to the village and the collectiveness of what we all have to offer. So that's really more so about just, what do you have to offer? You smell me now? Respect. Because now, to not know who you are, that's why I always say chase your purpose. See, that's why I'm so big on that. That's why I'm so big on chase your purpose. Know who you are. Because my resilience is a part of what makes me valuable, because that resilience leaks out onto other people. It pours onto other people, and it comes in the form of, you gave me strength. You gave me hope. You've helped strengthen my faith in whatever it is I had faith in the first place. You helped reinstate that, in a sense. That's where the resilience comes from, right? The creativity. When you're able to create, that right there is a direct indication of you have something of an asset, because to create is to bring forth, is to give. You see? When we're talking about the acts of kindness, unfortunately, that is the one that will always be taken for weakness in this world in which we live in. Unfortunately, right? You smell me now? Because the thing about it is, I have learned the more and more and more that I'm too kind, it really is taken for weakness, and it's taken for you just green. It's like, no, actually, it's very selfish. My kindness, believe it or not, is very selfish. In what way, Smitty? I tell you. My kindness is selfish because when I do for you, I do for you because I won't feel like myself if I don't. Do you see it now? It's selfish because I want to stay being me. Who am I? A very giving person, but only to those who are deserving of it. Have I been fooled before? Of course, we all have. You had people that you done things for that didn't deserve for you to do it for them. Absolutely. And that's what can burn you out. That's what can make a person say, F it, I ain't trying to nothing no more. Right? Okay. In a world driven by external success, like wealth or fame, how can we use, right, or redefine what it means to truly be of value? So let's read that one more again for the win on our last question. In what world driven by external success like wealth or fame, how can we redefine what it means to truly be of value? It's simple. We need to go back to what we used to see true value as being. A person's characteristics, like exactly who are you, not what do you possess. We're too worried about what we possess, what we own. Nah, that's not what it's about. You see what I'm saying? So when you take time and you actually go back to the state of a person is not judged contingent upon their salary, their height, and their body build. They're judged based upon the character of who that person is. Who are you and what do you have to add and contribute to help people in life? How much of servitude can you be to us so that we want to be of servitude to you? So you don't have to worry about nothing coming back to you when you organically give. Somehow, some way, it comes back to you. The problem is we think it's supposed to come directly back from the person or people in which we gave it to. That's not how it works, not universal law. When you give and when you do and when you are of servitude, what happens is your value goes up. People know how much of a resource you are. That's what you want to make yourself, that capital R resource. Make yourself resourceful. But not just resourceful. You want to be resourceful and you must incorporate consistency. It's no point of having a very, very good faucet that only turns on sometimes. I can wash my hands and bathe sometimes. Other days it just don't want to work. So as good as it is when it does work, it's nothing if it's not consistent and reliable. You smell me now? Respect to the family. So reading this last question one more again for the win. In a world driven by external success and wealth, right? What can we do to redefine the true meaning of high value? And what is of a valuable person? We need to start remembering that people actually have true, natural born gifts and talents. There are things that you can do I'm not that good at. You know what that makes you? Resourceful. Some people are really, really good at putting together healthy nutritionist meals that taste bomb.com, right? Then you have other people who may not know how to cook in that kitchen, but they're really good with medicine. You have somebody else who's not that good with either one of those, but you know something? They're really, really good at science. When we all take those things, that's how everybody sees their value. How do you lose your sense of value? Going back to what I said earlier, being a buffalo in a herd, being the one who just follows along with everybody else. Now y'all all jumping off the cliff and everybody left from here not knowing why they were created. What was your intentional purpose of why you're here? What were you supposed to accomplish? I promise you, knowing your purpose and knowing what it is that you're supposed to do, then you start highlighting on that. Then what happens is people start letting you know that they see that I recognize that's what you do. Thus, you feel a value. You feel a sense of warmth. You feel a sense of, not warmth, but that too. But I was going to say welcoming is really what I was going to say. A sense of welcome. You feel like you belong. Not even feel. You know you belong. You actually know it. You know it because of the results of what it is you have to offer. You know that you have something that can be passed down. And that's where all of the real true value comes into play. Much respect to the family. Hey, I want to give it up to any and everybody who possibly came in. Thank you even more if you did take time to just push a like button for your boy real quick. It don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much for anything that you do offer when it comes to this channel. Any and all donations of kindness is always welcome, right? From interaction to a chat to a like. I appreciate it all, and I appreciate you. Much respect to the family. Y'all know how we do it. Let's go ahead and rock out with some good old tunes, and y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. My name is Mr. Seven. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the lighthouse. Storm all around. I'm standing right now, sent from the cloud. They talking mine now, but I'm just fighting for my blood and my life. Yeah. Sent from the heaven, king on seven, trials on trials, still count blessings. Wait on the revelating, heart been heavy. I stay patient, I'm beyond the angels. I am mad, I bleed, I'm tangled. Soul on my back, axe on the strap. Go with the weight of the word in my lap. Touching my king, we doubling back. Pray with my palm, but I'm ready for that. Long Star County King in that greatness. Stand tall, whole county on the wait list. I just want my acre, you can keep your Grammy. Build this from the gravel for my whole family. PG is greatness, DMV ain't faking. If I said I'm the one, no, I wasn't mistaken. Long Star County King, yeah, we blazing. Welcome to the Lighthouse Foundation. Still waiting on revelation. Till then I'm in rotation. Heard of my chases, but I'm chasing. Turn my scars into statements. I don't need your stage or camera. I need these papers, hand and hammer. Still in my spine, still in my hands. Guarding my bloodline, holding this land. They can test, they can try, they can hate me. I've been forging a fire that will make me PG Ray. Lone Star in my vein. DMV on the map, say the name. Lone Star County King, that's greatness. Stand tall, whole county on the wait list. I just want my acres, you can keep your Grammy. Build this from the gravel for my whole family. PG is greatness, DMV ain't faking. If I said I'm the one, no, I wasn't mistaken. Don't talk Cooney Cat, yeah, we blazing. Welcome to the Lighthouse Foundation.
I see figures in my dream, yes I'm clean. Shadows follow me, sometimes I feel the light, this world will swallow me. Mind over matter, mental stimulation. I vow to continue to strive with determination. Don't y'all look at me, I contact now, hunt like Jason, I'm the demon slayer. Hashtag no anime, eat the cake anime. I don't play but I got time today. Me, I'm never in the way. In the pistol grip city is the county where I stay. Walking through the tunnel, only light at the end. So I choo-choo, light a train with heavy thoughts in my mind. As I surf the turf, king of the earth, I take lyrics down on paper and I give advice of birth and think about it. If this life is a gift and a curse, wrap me in my golden fleece. I done slayed the Cyclops, so no, 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 no. Yo, yes, yes, I'm the best, so screw the rest. We gon' flex many reps. With yourself, I'm way too hot, call me volcanic. Yes, I'm visceral, I'm the vision. You the outlet, third eye open, now we plugged in. This is redirected energy, slug shots, head off the top of the dome. Or it came from my head, my sweat and tears is why I hustle. And my pain is why I bleed, my sacrifice is real. I pass down wisdom from the ancestors. My mic is smooth and mental, shooter Roger will call Mary Kelly. Fossilized relic, I'm the money, I'm the future. To recycle what you selling, I'm the ruler of night. While taking flight through sky, how high, really, really high. Me, I'm just that guy.